Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into this video, I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to all the veterans out there. Today is November 11th, and today is your day. Thank you for all the sacrifices, both mentally and physically, that you've made for this country. We all appreciate it. And I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to all the men and women that are still serving in today's armed forces, because without you, we wouldn't have our freedoms. All right, now let's get into this video of how I made this modular workbench. What's going on YouTube? It's Buddy from 2 Alpha Tools, and today I messed up real big. So I went and bought a refrigerator for the garage, and it is a massive refrigerator. And I have a 72-inch workbench that's going to have to be broken down and shortened because the fridge is going to go right there. I'm honestly running out of room in this garage. So today I'm going to show you how I'm going to make the best of breaking down my 72-inch workbench and shortening it to a 48-inch workbench. But first thing first, everything has to come off. So let's get that done. Alright, a little update for the workbench. Now everything is off the shelves and moved away. And everything off the bottom and off the side. Gonna go ahead and leave the TV there, because that'll just move with that side. Underneath, I gotta take this piece, gotta take this board apart. So we're gonna have to go underneath here, and all of these runners that I installed, they're all gonna have to come out. So next up, we're gonna take off this, and then I'm gonna remove my back panel, and you'll see how I put all that together. Here we go. Okay, quick update here, and I am so excited. And it's not because I'm having to shorten my workbench, but I'll show you here in a minute. So here is how I mounted the plywood that was the top. And then it has these ridges on here. So all the other ones, every one of these has the same one, has the ridges. So these kind of just sat in there because I didn't need them to support a lot of weight. But I knew with this going from there to here is about 33 inches. So I put these in here for support. Sorry, kind of excited. So for the vise, I drilled these holes in this wood. This is actually some sheet stock that I just drilled holes through, and that's what the vise is mounted to. And this is going to go on the shortened workbench. And then I've got metal strapping in the back, and that's what was holding on the boards back there. But this is what I'm super excited about. So inside here I have this little ball bearing. Now, a while ago, I did a video, it was actually a short rather, of this snap-on ratchet. And the problem is that it didn't work at all. I took it apart, and if anybody's ever done a ratchet before, you know that the ball sits right inside there on a spring. So when I tried to put it back together, my tool slipped out, and the ball bearing, this ball bearing, it flew, and it landed right back in there apparently. So as I was cleaning up everything, the ball just rolled right down that ridge, and I got super excited because I knew exactly what it was. I've never been so happy about a ball bearing. But my grandpa, who has had this ratchet forever, I told him I would fix it. And I felt kind of bad, and I got a new ball bearing for it. But I'm not putting the new one in. I'm going to put this one back in and give it back to him. So cool. Alright. So now, it's time to shorten it. Okay, time for another update. So I got all the strapping out, got all the runners removed, I got these LED lights that ran all the way underneath it. I'm not sure if on the new one, or the shortened one I should say, if I want to put these LED lights back on. But this whole setup, it's actually for storage. And these don't have to come off because this is if you want to build a shelf that's 17 foot or 17 inches wide. And then this is if you want to do a shelf that's 33 inches wide. So what I did is I just stacked the 17 on top of the 33 inch wide. And so these racks, all you got to do is take a mallet and there you go. A lot easier than putting together a wood piece. That's why I like the modular designs. And then once you get it on to wherever you want to, I had screws in these holes just to make sure that those stay down on both the inside and the outside. But I guess this is the last time that I'll have a 72-inch wide workbench. Time to go to a 48. Okay, so here's the progress we got so far. I've got the runners put in for this board. And I decided to swap my vise from this side over here to this side right here. I do have the holes that are drilled in here in case I want to go ahead and move the vise back over here. This is something I'm going to have to mess around with and see if I like it being on that side, which is also great for the modular build. Like I said, this is originally a rack system to build storage shelves, but I put it together and made it into a workbench. Okay, time to cut the boards and do the strapping in the back. Before I throw this whole board on, I wanted to give you guys some tips that I learned doing this myself if you're doing it. So I have this sheet stock right here that's going to hold the vise in, and of course there's going to be a gap right here, and if you wanted to go ahead and be able to bolt your board or whatever piece of plywood or anything that you're going to use as your top, what I did is I took a runner about the same size as that one, I sanded it down, and then I drilled the holes. Focus. There we go. And then I drilled the holes out so those will lay directly over these little bolts right here. And when you put it in there, it won't slide, and then it also fixes the gap right there, so this any type of board that you use on this side, it's not going to flex on the side you have your vise on. Well, it's starting to come together. I got my strapping on the back here, and I got my board screwed into it. It is definitely over-engineered, overbuilt, but it's actually better to have an overbuilt than an underbuilt shelf, in my honest opinion. So I got my boards up. I need to clean those up, get my tools back out here, because you never know how much you like having a workbench until you don't have the workbench anymore. I tell you, I'm just ready to get this done so I can be organized again. This is killing me. Alright, let's get it together. Okay, I got a little tip for you that I learned from the last time that I was doing my workbench whenever I built the 72-inch. So this panel right here actually goes up in here, and this is the shelf that goes right here. And I got to thinking, why am I trying to drill these upside down when if this shelf isn't necessarily in there secured, just take that thing out and put it right here on the workbench, and you're able to do all your wiring and stuff, or your mounting. And then in the center here, I've got this jumper secured down, And that thing was actually a pain when I had to learn the hard way, and I was trying to get this thing to secure down, and then I was like, oh no, you can just take it out. Coming right along. Well, here we are with the final product. And I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but I got to be honest, it's not too bad, honestly. So, of course, we got the fridge that came in not too long ago. And if you can tell, there's a little dinger right there. And because of that little dinger that somebody put in it, this entire fridge was half off. Had to buy it. It's about 36, 37 inches wide, plenty enough to load some logger bits up. I did have to move my extension cord right over here, which that's fine. It's fine. She used to hang out right down there, right by the bottle opener. And oh, that guy. You guys remember that video. But here we still got our workbench, 48 inches wide, plenty good enough, okay? You ain't got to complain because it's too short or anything. I think 48 still just fine. Still got 33 inches wide right here. Now there has been some changes. Obviously, had to go with my rack system for the thousands of remotes that I keep out here for whatever reason. Now they stick right there on the fridge. These magnets are magnificent. I ain't kidding you. We got our workbench area now with one metal pegboard instead of two. But that's fine. It actually is fine. She holds all the tapage that's up there. And then, those tools that you just want to grab when you really got to get to something real fast. Like the hammer and the cutter and all that. Still got a little bit of space back there. Kept the TV so I can do some more YouTube video for you guys. Oh, look. Jeep's back. That means it's pretty close to supper time. So, where were we? Why get a modular workbench? Well, simple reasons because you can shorten it, you can lengthen it, and it's all pretty simple to do as opposed to buying one from the store. All you're going to have is the top in most cases. Some of them, they do have some type of pegboard system back there. But with the modular one, as you saw, you can just put those in if you'd like, or you can just take them off. And it's really simple to do. Now, on the side here, we've got our 17-inch wide. I believe this is 24, 26, 8, 30 something inches tall. And I was able to put these two on the side so I could have my shelf. If I wanted to, I could go back and buy more, and I could put more shelves. And even at that, I know that they sell a 72-inch tall one. I could have feet upon feet upon feet, and then throw all the shelves in there. Or I can just stick with this, and that'll be fine. Now, one of the other things that I'm going to have to adapt to that's not a big deal is that obviously there's not a vise over here, and I've got my holes right here for my vise. My vise, that little guy, I'm not getting rid of it, but it's going to hang out up there. So when I need it, if and when I do, I can bring it right down here and put it in. Now, over here, the socket drawer, I got this long little guy right here, if I can see it. It stays off on its own little peg right there. That's because this hex mix socket, focus, is a 5/32. That's what these guys are. So I got it so I can do it real fast. Change it out, put the vise on, put her in, good to go. On the bottom here, got the 1/2 inch nut sizes down there. And then of course you can see I went back with the LEDs because why not? But underneath, had to move some stuff around. Stuff that honestly I don't even know why it was down there. But everything here I actually use more often than what was down there. And then for my shelf, one of the main things that changed was I got my surge protector right here that's got a few things connected to it, along with the fridge and stuff like that. But because I had to shift everything from here on down, now some of the things wouldn't reach all the way over here because I had some other stuff over there that was plugged into this surge protector that was right here. But I went to the Homeless Despot. I picked me up an old rigged surge protector. It has 5 outlets on the bottom, 5 outlets on the top. I got a little basketball team action going on right there. Pretty snazzy. I like how it has 3 up close. Now let's go to this side. I like how it has 3 up close, and then there's plenty of space right there for guys like that. You know, you plug that guy up right there, you kind of just lose those other 3. So I liked how this one was all spaced out. And it's got the USB plug-in right there. It's got a USB-C and a USB-A. 10 total charging ports. Love that guy. So, of course, we got our beer sign on. Good to go. So that's going to do it for this video. Why get a modular? Like I said, it's too easy to just add to or take away. If you don't want to spend so much, these were really, really cheap. I mean, I'm talking like $10 a piece right here. Really, the most expensive thing was going to be the plywood. Well, that's on you. Whatever wood you want to use. You want to use chipboard, MDF, anything like that, then you can put that on there. It's endless to the things you can do here. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know about your workbench down in the comments below. What you like or don't like. I'm Buddy. This is 2 Alpha Tools. Bye for now.